Hello guys and girls, welcome to a new video with PSD Box. I'm Andrei, and today I want to talk a bit about websites, the importance of having a great website and how it can affect your clients if you have clients, or how it can affect your business if you run an online business, and also how it affected me in my journey. You know, I've been creating Photoshop tutorials since 2010 more or less, and how the changes of my website affected my my business, my tutorials website. And you know that if you've been a member of PSD Box, you know that I made a lot of changes on my website, and that especially on the past years, on the last 3 or 4 years, it affected my business quite a lot. And today I want to talk a bit about that, how you can create a professional website, how you can create your own professional portfolio, and how to manage it, more efficiently, and what tools you have at your disposal. And in particular, I want to talk about a nice alternative I found called Sitejet. I've been running all my websites on WordPress, and I'm not particularly fan of using WordPress on particular kind of sites, and that's why I want to talk a bit about Sitejet and how it allows you to create and manage more professional websites, and how you can even run your own web design business using this tool, using Sitejet, to manage other clients' websites, or even friends or whatever. Now, I've been running my websites, as I said, using WordPress since 2010, and don't get me wrong, I love WordPress. It's a great platform. I think around 60% of all internet websites run on WordPress, so it's a really cool platform, but it has its limitations. I think that even though it has a great market of plugins and you can have everything, most of them are free, it lacks certain features, and especially for example, for my website, for managing memberships, which I run on my websites, or even for e-commerce, I think it's not the right platform, because it lacks especially security, number one, and also capability of managing your members or your relationships with your clients. It does not have a CRM. And for example, everything that you want to add extra to it can create problems, because you can have conflicts between plugins, and every plugin that you add on your WordPress site will start making your website run slow, and you have to install security plugins, and you'll start running into all kinds of problems. They sell it as being the easiest platform and free platform for websites, and that's true. It's a great platform, but anything that goes beyond blogging and publishing maybe videos, or really easy things that you do on a daily basis, for example, as I said, vlogging or uploading videos to your website is great, even for landing pages. But everything that goes beyond that, managing the site itself, is really difficult. And with Sitejet, you have this really easy way of doing it. And if you're, as I said, you can create websites. We're gonna see it in just a second. You can create a whole web design business if you want, because it has this tool that allows you to that puts in contact you and the client, so you can both manage the site at the same time. While you're building it, you get live feedback from your clients, and you can easily get the site that your client wants. And if you're creating a portfolio for yourself, you can live edit your site and have everything there. It has this modular design that allows you to tweak everything the way you want. You don't have to touch a single line of code, even though you can if you want. And another great feature that it has is that it has lots of integrations. So you can even create your membership site if you want, because it has all these integrations. We're going to take a look at it right now. So the site is called sitejet.io, and I'm going to show you just a bit how it works. And yeah, as I said, don't get me wrong, I'm not against WordPress. My other sites are running on WordPress, and it's doing great. But if you want to manage something a bit more advanced and have a more control over your content, I think other platforms could be great. So let's take a closer look at Sitejet and how you can manage websites with this great tool. Before jumping into the web builder and showing you how to actually design a website with Sitejet and show you how easy it is, I want to show you a couple of things. One of them is the templates. So you can see some of the templates that they have. As I said, they have a modular design, so you can move everything around, change the content from the web builder. But I just wanted to show you some of the templates that they have. You can go to this website, sitejet.io/en/templates, and you can see all the templates that they have here. And one other great thing they have is the integrations. If you want to expand the capabilities of Sitejet and add more functions to your website, you can use the integrations. Now, previously I talked about WordPress plugins. You could think of this as plugins, but they work using APIs. So you don't have to install anything. So nothing goes into your database and start to add content there and make your site work slow. You have all sorts of integrations, a lot of analytics integration, so you can track your conversions or your sales or your how your users interact with your website using Google Analytics or Google Tag Manager, and others like Kissmetrics, for example. And you have even more. You have integrations for bookings, so you can, if you're running a store or whatever, or a restaurant or something, and you need booking features, you have like 6 integrations for 6 or 7 or 8 integrations for booking. Sorry. You can also link this to a CRM, to Pipedrive. You can have live chat. You can integrate with Help Scout, which allows you to have customer support on your site. And you can even create a membership site, because you can integrate this with Memberful or Gumroad. Of course, you can link this to PayPal or Stripe, so you can start selling right away on your website. Of course, you can also integrate this with the major email providers, so you can start capturing leads and emails and make your email campaigns. And other, like for example Vimeo or YouTube, Shutterstock, and well, some others like Facebook, LinkedIn, and all of the integrations that you see here. So let's go into the desktop here, into the back end. From here you can manage all your websites, and as I said, Sitejet is a tool that integrates the whole workflow that you need to run a web design business. And you can also use this for yourself. As I said, in my case, I have 5 websites, and I could create all of them and manage them from one single dashboard, which is this one over here. And of course, here you can see stats of your websites. You can see the templates that you have, the templates library, and other things like the emails and the tools that you have on your account. Let's focus on the workflow that I was talking about. So when you create a new website, here in Sitejet, you have to go through a series of stages, which are the ones that we need to create the website. And both you and your client take part in this. So you are in constant contact with your client, and the process is so easy because you don't need FTPs, you don't need Google Drive, Dropbox, flash drives, and everything is carried out in here using mailing systems. And so you don't need to you have the to-dos list, everything is in here, you don't need anything else. So I created these 2 websites just to test this out, and the first stage is preparation. This is the stage where you ask your client to send you information about your website. Now, if you're doing this for yourself, if you have, like for example, a small company that has several websites, for example, on several countries or on different parts of your country, you can or several divisions, you can create all of them in here. And for example, this customer view, you may not use this, but I'm going to show you how this works anyway. So when you ask your client to send you data about your image, they have their own portal where they can see how their website is being built, and give you feedback and ask for changes from in here. So you don't have to use external mailings and anything like that. They will input their data, and most importantly, have the file manager in here. With this, you can let your client upload their images in folders and have everything in here, and all of these files will be available to you when you start creating the website. So you don't have to download them, upload them somewhere else, or have them on a special drive for that client. Each client has their own file manager, and for each website you have this file manager, which is separate for each website. I uploaded a few files just so I can see, so I can show you how it works. Most importantly, you have the wishes. This is like the briefing that you will send to your client, but you allow the client themselves to add the data that they want for their website. First is inspiration. This is where your client could send you sketches or websites that they like, and notes about what they like and what they want for their website. On the construction stage, they can choose if they want a one-page website or a multi-page. They can upload their own logo. Also, you can let them choose their colors. Sitejet can extract the colors from the logo. In this case, it's not possible because it's just one color, it's just my name. Or you can choose colors from a website, or of course you can choose them yourself. In my case, I chose these colors myself. On the content, and this is really important, you can allow your clients to create the sections for their website. And you can use this content to automatically create the website and then start building it and editing it. But you can start by letting your client to create the several sections, add the images or other files that they have. You can also retrieve content from a different website that they already have. Maybe if they have an old website and they want a new one, they can get the data from there. And I created just 3 sections here just so you can see how it works. Okay, of course they also can introduce their contact information. This is used for the contact forms for several contact forms that you can create throughout the site, and legal information, so you can enter your cookie policy or whatever legal information you have. And here are the form entries. All the messages that the client gets through the contact forms that they create on their website will appear here, so they can see the messages that they receive in here. Okay, so that's the first step. When the client inputs their data, you can switch to the following stage, which is creation. Okay, so that view that we just saw will change based on the stage that we are in here. Okay, also you can see how much time you spent on each stage. So you can, when you're gonna create the bill for your client, you can see exactly how much time, because this has a time tracker in here, so you can see the hours that you worked on each stage. As I said, you have the to-dos, so you can create new to-dos and set the due time for it. Let's go to the web builder. You can create the site using the edit website. I already have a template there because I created this already, but also what you can do is use the generate website link, and this will use the information that your client inputted. So the information that I just saw you is the information that I input there. I can use this to generate the website automatically. I'm gonna choose generate website. I'm going to choose confirm. It's going to tell me that it's going to override what I already had there. You can change the template whenever you want after you create the website. Okay, so I can go here and choose edit website, or I can change the template. The content will be overwritten. Okay, so this is the templates again that we saw there. I'm going to go back and just click on edit website. This will launch the CMS, which is the web builder. Okay, so from here you can see that the sections that I created are already here. This is a basic template, and all the data that I created there is here. So all the sections are here. Remember, I chose a single page website, and the colors are applied automatically, but you can change them. Okay, and everything works. If you go to into the preview mode, if you click the About Me, you can see that everything works, and the contact forms should work as well. You'll learn more. I don't know, where's the contact section. Oh yeah, I forgot to add my email. That's why it's not opening. Okay, then you can switch back to you can deactivate this, and here on the top you have all the tools. Starting from the left, this is the time tracker, so you can see how much time you are spending on editing the website. Here is the history panel, so you can do and undo tasks. If you do something wrong, you can undo it. From here, you can save it. You can reload the website. Sometimes when you perform a task and it does not refresh, you can do it from here. You can export the site, of course. You have general settings for the editor. Also, you have the keyboard shortcuts. So you can, if you start working this on this and have as I said, if you want to start a web design business using this tool, you can learn this keyboard shortcuts and you can work so much faster. Then this is the website tab, which allows you to change the general web settings. For example, the favicon, the data that you have for your website, name, and all of this fields that you see over here. You can change the SEO information, so like meta tags, and if you want to make your web responsive or not, all the keyboards, the tags, and everything. Also, important languages. This supports multi-language, so you can create as many languages that you want. I'm going to create a new one, for example, French, and I'm going to save the site. Next, if you go to the pages, for example, you can see all the pages that we have. In this case, I just have a couple of pages, the imprint and the home page, but you can create new ones over here. And notice that here on the top, we have the languages. So we can create a version of each language that we have, and we can set the different SEO, titles, keywords, and description for each language, which helps our website to show up on the search browsers, okay? Before we move into how you can change things here, you can also see how you can preview your website on different devices. For example, on an iPad Pro, you can see how it looks like on both landscape and portrait mode, and you can see how the site looks like. For example, on a mobile, on an iPhone X, for example, on a landscape, it would look like this, and you can see the hamburger that menu that we had there turns into a hamburger menu. Also on portrait, so you can preview everything right in here, and everything is responsive. All the templates are by default responsive. Of course, you can also edit the code if you want to. This is not like if you're familiar with Divi and other web builders, you don't get crappy CSS like on other web builders. You have everything in here with clean code and no junk CSS that you've seen on, well, that I've seen on other web builders. Let me show you really quick how you can add stuff in here so you can see how this modular design works. Now you need to spend some time here to learn how it works, but it's really easy. Every time you hover through a section, you will see this icon, which allows you to change the preset, because basically these are presets. So you can change, this is the default one, which is the one that I have here. And you can also see that you can change all of the things from here. So you can change settings for different devices. You can change the alignment of the image. You can choose to fit the image or have the original aspect ratio. You can use, for example, a round image, and this applies to all the sections that have the same preset. What else? You can add more content. This is the default generated site, but of course you can add more content, and you can see the amount of content that we have here. Let's choose preset. From here, you can see that when you choose one of the sections from here. You can you have several presets for example, for columns. You have 3 columns, 6 columns, different combinations. You also have structures, and you can add them right over here, wherever you want. For example, let's add a features section, for example, right over here. And you can see it added it using the same colors that I have for my site. And you can change those colors, and everything will be updated on your site when you change that. So you have total control over that. And for each one of them, you can change the colors. You can see the default ones are here, but you can change that. Let's see more content. You have, for example, galleries. You can create a photo gallery with different kind of presets. You can see a lot of them over here. You have sliders as well, for example, right over there. Let me add this gallery right over here. So you can see it's really quick, just drag and drop. And when you double click, you will open the settings of that particular image. And you can, I'm gonna remove these images because these are the default ones and I don't want them. I'm gonna pick some of the images that I uploaded on the media manager. And these are the images that your client uploaded. These are the images that I uploaded myself when I showed you the client portal. So I can choose these images, shift click and select multiple images and click OK. And my gallery will update with the images that I chose. You can see this right over here. And of course you can change the presets. You can change the preset once you add the images. You can change, for example, to another layout if you want that. So it's really easy to change everything in here. I just saved that. I'm gonna close it. For now, you can come in here and use all the elements that, well, you can add. You can see elements, headlines, images, containers, icons, spacers, buttons. So you can drag single elements, like for example, single button, wherever you want, and change a lot of settings for it. The links, the options. If you want to show that particular element, and this happens to all of the settings. For example, I want this gallery to only show up on desktop versions, but not on tablet or smartphones. You can disable that. You have animations. For example, where that button right over there, I can have it to, I don't know, zoom in or have it on pulse and go to preview mode. Oops, preview. And you can see how it just popped up right over there. Okay, you can create a store using Ecwid in this case, and as I said, this is integrated with PayPal and Stripe, and you can create forms. So this is just a matter of spending some time and see all the content that you have, and if your client or yourself have a great idea of how you want your website to be, you have it everything in here. Let me close this. Well, actually, let me save it. Now you will see that if I go back to the customer view, the customer, once the stage goes from preparation to creation, or after they send the information, they are no longer able to change some data on the website, on the sections, for example. Okay. You can create invitation links as well for your client. So you can click here, and this link will be valid for 7 days. It's going to create a temporary link, which you can send to your client or whoever you want. These invitation links are to ask your clients for feedback. So you don't have to send them emails or anything like that. They can give feedback live on the site. So imagine you're doing this for a friend, or if you have your own design business, you can send this to your client right away just by sending them this email. Let me show you how it looks like and how it works. So I just copied this link, and in order to enable the feedback feature, you have to change the stage. You can see this follows this great workflow. You just have to change the status to feedback, and now your client can give you feedback using that link that I showed you. I'm gonna open a new private window and just access this as a client, and you can see I don't even have to log in. It's gonna jump right in here, and you can see now the feedback option is enabled. Click here and the page loads, and this is the design that you created. and your client can give feedback, can add notes throughout this page, and you can see that those notes on the back end. So let's add, you can see I have tips here. Click here. Let's say, for example, the gallery. I don't like it. I'm going to add a note. The photo just opened. I'm going to click add note. Close that. And I'm going to say, yeah, I want only 3 columns. I did it just before to test it out. Okay. And you can see that the comment is here, that feedback. For example, I don't know, the form. I don't like this. Change the font on the form. I don't know, it doesn't really matter, just so you can see how it works. I'm gonna press enter to add that note, and you can see that the note is added there. When your client finishes to input all the feedback, click on submit, and we're good to go. I'm gonna close this now, and after your client finishes with the feedback, you will see 2 new to-dos. And in order to see where those changes are, you have to go to the edit website. And from the site editor, you can see where the client left the feedback. So you go to website and choose to-dos. And here you can see the list of to-dos that your client created. You can expand this a little more if there's more text. And just by clicking, you can see that the site takes you to where your client left that feedback. In this case, on the gallery, which I said I only want 3 columns. And you can also, after you make the changes, you can set this as done. For the second one, if I click here, it's gonna scroll me down, and when you hover over it, it highlights that particular element that the client selected, because on the form it can be any of the fields over here, but if you hover over it, you can see the exact element that your client asked for the changes. So I'm gonna set that to done. I'm gonna close this, and I'm gonna save the site. So when I go back here, you will see that the to-dos are no longer there. So you can see that the feedback tool is really handy. Also, as I said, you have the domain manager in here, so you can add a domain that you already have, or you can register it through Sitejet, because it also provides you with the possibility to get a domain from Sitejet, so you don't have to use external websites. And also it provides the hosting okay, so you have everything, as I said, in here. I think it's a really cool platform. You should really try it out. If you're serious about your business, or if you want to start a web design business, I think it's a great tool. WordPress, it's a great tool as well, but it does not have the same capabilities. And if you really want something professional that has no security risks, or at least not the security risks that WordPress has, WordPress is the most hacked platform out there because it's the most popular. So that it's normal as well, because it's the most popular. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you how Sitejet works. Give it a try. You can have 14 days free trial, and give it a try if you want to create your website or portfolio, or if you want to start creating your web design business. As I said, for my membership website, I'm moving away from WordPress because after 10 years, I realized that I lost a lot of money, and to manage everything in there it's really not a good platform for that. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or doubts about it, just post a comment on the video. On the video description, you have the links to Sitejet, so you can try it out. That's all from my side. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.